Welcome to Quarantini with Stefano. Tonight's Quarantini, Horchata, with special guest, Mr. Boswell.
Good evening, ladies and germs. I'm Stefano, and this is Quarantini, the only interweb show created to get you through the quarantine with ample amounts of alcohol. We're so happy to announce that, backed by popular demand, my acting professor, Mr. Bertram Boswell.
Oh, my father, thank you, and thank you. It's so wonderful to be back on your little show.
Thanks, Mr. Boswell. What have you been doing during the quarantine?
I've been sitting on my couch drinking. What the hell else has anyone been doing, goddammit?
Well, some people have been doing some productive things.
Well, I think it's very productive. This liver's not going to pickle on its own.
Well, Mr. Boswell, do you know what's right around the corner?
Well, I'm thinking sudden death, but I'm no fortune teller.
Well, I was thinking it's more of a holiday.
Well, some would think that's a holiday.
Here on Quarantini, we're preparing for Cinco de Mayo.
That's wonderful. That's a Mexican holiday, I believe.
And to celebrate, we're making horchata.
Oh my goodness, horchata. Tennessee Williams once slipped me a horchata with some kind of mojo in it. I woke up the next day on the wrong side of the Murphy bed, screaming bloody murder and lines from Night of the Iguana. It was in Puerto Vallarta. You've ever been there?
I have.
Many times you've been there, that's right. When I was there, Richard Burton was doing Night of the Iguana. He set up a whole wet bar in his goddamn cinema village. Every take he had another drink. That's why there's so much blur on Liz Taylor. So horchata.
Well, Mr. Boswell, horchata is a dreamily sweet rice milk concoction made with loads of vanilla and tons of seductive cinnamon.
Seductive cinnamon? Well, that's how I once knew a girl named Seductive Cinnamon when I was living in a boarding house over by the 5 Points. It was a rough neighborhood. Well, she sure made a good living, $25 at a time. But you know what? It's an honorable profession. Yes, indeed it is.
It is an honorable.
She introduced me to speaking of Mexico, she introduced me to Miss Lupe Velez, who was the Mexican Spitfire of the silver screen. She came to me for acting lessons. I said, all right. So she walked on the stage. She walked on the stage to do her monologue. She came on the stage like this. Like this. She walked on like she was a goddamn string bean. I said, Lupe, on the stage, we can do this, and we can do this, but we cannot do this. This is nothing. Changed your whole career.
It changed my whole career.
Absolutely. You love Lupe, boys.
So, back to horchata.
Yes.
Thanks, Lupe.
You know, you really put the whore in horchata.
Yeah, people have said that.
Absolutely.
So what I've done is put 1 cup of rice, 5 cups of water, and 5 cinnamon sticks into this blender and blended it like the dickens for about 3 minutes. And then I let this sit at room temperature for 3 hours, but you can let it sit for up to 3 days.
When I tried
2 days.
this, I had it sit for 3 months. I forgot about it. It woke me up. Said, God damn it, Mr. Boswell, if you let me sit anymore, I'm gonna have to start paying rent.
Mr. Boswell,
Yeah.
I would ask you to pass me this, but since you have a cigarette and a drink in your hand, I'll do it myself.
My hands are full. Said the chorus girl to the priest.
So, what I'm going to do now is strain this blended mixture into this pitcher here. See that?
Absolutely delicious and creamy.
It is milky and delicious.
I'd expect nothing less from a young man like you. Of course, I think most men are young.
Well, considering your age, probably.
Well, I resemble that remark.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to add a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of milk that we got from a farm.
Really?
Yep, it's raw milk.
Did you milk it directly from the farmhand?
I wish I did, but I didn't.
They wear beautiful flannel shirts. They look good on a haystack.
Yeah, or on the floor.
That's what I meant.
So then we're gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla. We're gonna add 2/3 cups of sugar. And then we're going to mix this, Mr. Boswell. We're going to mix it really well.
That's mesmerizing. I think I'm gonna faint just from the power of your mixing ability. You know, usually your limbs are a lot softer than that. Have you been working out your wrist?
Oh, you have no idea.
I remember your wrists were so flailing about. Back in college, we had to tie popsicle sticks on them so you could deliver your soliloquy. Goddamn popsicle sticks kept breaking. The entire front row got splinters in their eyes. These are not strong wrists.
It was the most memorable Romeo anybody had ever seen.
Absolutely. Yes, she said, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo, so very gay? It's unbelievable that I'd marry you. But if I did marry Romeo, you'd be my florist.
Here we go, some ice.
Magic. This is like magical realism, another important part of Mexican culture. I know you're a big fan of magical realism. It's like Blanche Dubois. I don't want realism, I want magic. Well, you want both. You're greedy, goddammit.
I am greedy. So what we're gonna do now is you can drink the horchata just like this, or you can add a little bit of spiced rum.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
I'm good at adding spiced rum.
I'm gonna put this in our shake, shake, shake Sonora. And would you add about 2 ounces of rum to that?
Sure. What is that exactly right there?
That is an Asian.
Oh, yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So then we're gonna add the horchata to this.
Just a drop, I'm watching.
So, Mr. Boswell,
yes.
Would you do the honors of shake, shake, shaking this Sonora?
Oh, absolutely.
There you are. Keep going.
My spine's fused. However, I've made a lot of effort with this gesture. Here you go.
I think I'm gonna have to just...
Yeah. That's more your style. It's like an ad for shake weights.
Awesome. There we go. So then I'm going to fill this glass with some ice. This is going to be yours, Mr. Boswell, so you might want to put down that other drink.
Well, I don't want to be hasty about that.
No, we wouldn't want that.
You know, it's like a good cocktail party. You don't sit down till you fall down. That's what I told all my students, you remember.
I do remember.
Anyone who sat down was kicked out.
Well, look what I'm doing with my life right now.
Now you're standing and you're serving drinks. I taught you well.
So then I'm going to grind a little bit of this cinnamon
grind
stick in there.
Yes.
And then I'm going to crack 3 twists of black pepper in there.
Whoa.
And I am going to mix that in. The black pepper gives this drink a little bit of depth.
I believe we call it picante.
Yeah. Mr. Boswell,
All
would
right.
you like to do the honors?
Absolutely.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
All right, wait.
I've never set a drink down before when it wasn't finished. All right, I'm safe.
Salud.
Salute, whatever the heck that means. Is that Mexican? Well, all right, fine.
Well, all right, fine.
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Boswell, we are gonna get through this.
We sure the goddamn hell are. And happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Whatever that means.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. We're desperate for your approval.